Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So we just finished the Heroes live stream a little while ago, and like every year we got some reveals of what some of the Dragon Ball Hero characters are going to be this year. Now, already some of the picks that they're giving us do seem pretty good. Definitely excited. I mean, the biggest thing for me is I just want characters to be a little bit better so that they're a little bit more fun to play with. I mean, this is definitely something that gets into, like, a personal, how everyone is about the game, right? But for me, I'm definitely having fun when I don't just, like, instantly lose all the time, right? So I would like characters. This is not just a Heroes character thing, though. All characters this year, I really would, you know, prefer if they were a little bit better. So we'll see. But that's definitely going to be a major thing I personally am looking for this year with the Heroes characters. It's just a better level of strength compared to what we got last year, right? So, all right, keep in mind that these characters, by the way, are not coming out for quite a while. Let's just take a look. So, Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, by the way, this is going to be the main EZA character this year that everyone is going to be looking at. Hearts, and then who is in 2021? God Trunks, just kind of like the headliner. Okay, so, in 2020, they came out on November 19th, okay? Last year, it was November 22nd, and then 2 years ago, it was November 25th. So we see the range in which these characters are actually going to be dropping, right? This is kind of a much early look at stuff that's coming. Now, the reason they give us such an early look at these characters, by the way, it's just to coincide with the Heroes live stream, right? Dokkan typically does not reveal, you know, characters, and especially summonable characters, you know, a month or longer ahead of time, right? That's not a typical thing that Dokkan is going to actually be doing. So let's take a look at some of the stuff we got. We can go ahead and go over a lot of the info and stuff like that we saw from the stream. But Global Dokkan actually made this tweet right here a little while ago. Obviously, the reason that they made this tweet is because, you know, the Japanese live stream was, you know, more for the Japanese audience. And then they did kind of, like, you know, send this out for, you know, the rest of the Dokkan audience here. So, okay, so we have these two characters right here. We have Super Saiyan 3 Ros, who is going to have a passive transformation. So it's, you know, maybe something like, you know, turn 4 he will auto transform, but it's going to be an auto transformation from his passive, right? They did confirm that on the stream, and he is going to transform into full power Super Saiyan 3 Ros. Now, obviously, this is great, fantastic news. I think that's such a goofy, fun, cool thing. Ros Goku Black in Super Saiyan 3 form is really fun. Right, so having that, I think, as a character that's going to drop is going to be pretty cool. You know, Super Saiyan 3 is certainly always going to be above Solo. Super Saiyan 3 is never going to be a legitimate category, and they're not really going to try to make it a legitimate category. Right, remember, something like Super Saiyan 3, the future for that as a category would be, you know, a character would maybe give 170% to, like, power beyond Super Saiyan, I don't know, Realm. I'm not saying Rose, but just, like, a character, right, would give, like, 170% to power beyond Super Saiyan, 170% to, like, Realm of Gods, maybe 170% to, like, you know, some other category. And then Super Saiyan 3 would be, like, the extra 30%, right, to stats. Like, that's how they're going to do a lot of that stuff. That's what I'm hoping, by the way, that, like, GT bosses would become. I hope they either just do a GT category or, like, a GT villains category, and then GT bosses can kind of just be, like, a subset of it. That's what I hope they do. That's one great thing that could come out of, you know, the 200% leader skill era, is it really could give them incentive to do better versions of some of these categories. And we have already seen this, too, with, you know, Patara and Fusion, which were separate categories. And then, you know, with the 200% leader skill era, we got the Fuse Fighter categories. That could be good. So we have that. We're also going to have full power Super Saiyan 4 Limit Breaker Vegito we're going to be getting as well. They did confirm in the live stream that he is going to have an active skill, and it is going to be voiced as well. Now, the only thing about that, right, is last year, Hearts, remember, did have an active skill, and it was voiced. But unfortunately, I don't really know exactly the reason why or what. He, again, on JP Dokkan and Japanese Dokkan, he has, you know, his voice line, stuff like that. He transforms, blah, blah, blah. On global, there are no voice lines for his transformation whatsoever, and that's even if you're on dub or if you're playing, with Japanese voices. There is no lines at all on global. Now, there's several theories. Maybe it's because Hearts does not have an English voice actor, which I would say is certainly possible. But the thing is I'm not confident or comfortable enough to say either way. Vegito will have a voice active skill on global, or Vegito definitely won't have one on global. I don't think you could really say confidently in either direction, right? Like, to me, it's a 50-50. The day it comes out, it's Vegito is voiced on global. Oh, well, of course, because, Vegito has a million English lines. Like, it makes sense, right? Vegito actually has, like, an English voice actor. Or, the day comes and Vegito does not have voice lines on global, and you say, well, yep, that's, we've never seen this before. Global shenanigans, such a shock, right? Like, I could legitimately see it going either way. So we will see what is going to happen with that. But the fact that he is going to be voiced is pretty interesting. Now, remember, this guy could be very intriguing because Super Saiyan 4 Vegito is getting his EZA this year. And, look at what Vegito has already got. Now, keep in mind, one thing I really need people to understand moving forward. EZAs, we can kind of soft predict sometimes if an EZA is likely to be good or likely to be bad, right? Like, because Dokkan, what they do with the EZAs is they definitely keep the original spirit of the character intact. Right, so the way that they kind of like wanted the character to perform even on release, usually they still keep that after EZA. We've seen this with many characters, right, where it's kind of like they are very similar kind of in structure to the way they were before EZA. And to me, it does seem like they do try and match, like, so, the 5th anniversary Blue Fusions are the most popular characters in Dokkan ever. Maybe the 7th anniversary, I think there's an argument there, but it's between the 5th and 7th anniversaries, right? They gave them, like, the strongest EZAs ever. Then, I think it is notable that Int LR Rose from the same anniversary, he got an EZA, and I would almost say he got an unusually strong EZA to me in LR Rose. Because, he was a 5th anniversary character, just like Blue Vegito and Blue Gogeta. But to me, that LR Rose, he seems very powerful, more so than many other Yellow Coin LR EZAs. I can't, maybe like, STR Broly the day he EZA'd, or like LR Goku and Frieza the day they EZA'd might have been a little bit better day one than like Rose is right now, but Rose feels, again, unusually strong, I would say, compared to all the other Yellow Queen. Like, Cell and Cell Juniors, or like Goku, Trunks, and Pan, right? Kale and Khalif, a lot of those were just like mid, like they were like okay. And like LR Rose, I would say, is actually very good. So it's hard to say, but if we look at the kit that this character has, he's already a powerful support, and keep in mind, this is a nullification now. Like, dude, this guy could be legitimately good. And the other thing, too, so on top of he's got a nice base kit, he's already got defense on super attack, he's a support, he has a nullification, he has a good link set. Oh, by the way, his stats are very high already. He has very high stats already, this guy. This Super Saiyan 4 Vegito legitimately has Dokkan Festival exclusive stats, right? 19,000 HP. This is before his EZA. So the chances that this guy are good, I would say, are reasonable. I think it's a reasonable assumption that this guy could be pretty solid. But we will see. We will see. I will say, considering how abysmal I would say most of the releases this year have been, besides the major celebration characters, right? So Golden Week, Saiyan Day, Tanabata Worldwide. You go through the character kits of those celebrations, they're really good and they're really holding up, right? There was so much criticism for the Worldwide Download Celebration characters, but they're mostly great, right? It's everything else has been, to me, an abomination this year. Like, as they continue releasing just very weird, terrible kits, it does just make me very nervous for these Heroes characters, man. I feel like I was much more optimistic going into this last year than I'm going to be this year. I don't want to be a negative Nancy, though. Like, I really want to, I am praying that these guys will be good. And it's like, this is the thing, like, this guy seems like he's going to be pretty good. So if they then make this guy good, I mean, we have 2 characters ready to go as a rotation. So it's like, that could be pretty solid. I mean, Super Saiyan 4 Gohan is okay-ish. I mean, he does have damage reduction, but his defense just is not high enough. He will get just destroyed. But, I mean, he at least can tank normals, which is something I would take. There's a very good chance we'll be able to rock kind of like a grade 8 power version of heroes. That could work pretty well. Don't forget, this guy should be easing as well. Super Saiyan 4 Broly, and Super Saiyan 4 Broly also has very high stats, by the way. Both of those Super Saiyan 4 characters did have very high stats, so we'll see. Again, chances, I would say, are reasonable. I think I saw Air retweeted. Okay, so again, there's Toa. We'll talk about her in a second. There is... I think I saw... Yeah, here, it was the wiki. So these are the characters that should receive their EZA. Xeno Deborah, Black Mask Saiyan, Super Saiyan 4 Broly, Lags, Dark Mask King, Demon Goddess Toa, Super Mira, Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, and then, that Demigra. Hold on, let me pull up that Demigra and Toa. These 2 are interesting to me. Look at Toa's kit, dude. This is the type of character, I mean, if they give her, what are we thinking? What if they gave her 70% chance to dodge and like a scouter, like a conditional scouter or something like that? Toa could be very interesting, man. This is a potentially really good character. We would need some defense right here as well. We're past the point of a character no defense, that's okay. Nah, man. Every character, bruh, we need defense on that super attack effect. I'm sorry, we do. We so badly. And then Demon God, Makyoka form. I think this is like devil or this is, yeah, it's like something demon form. I don't know what this, I'm gonna ask Goresh because yeah, okay, something demon form. Let's see. So he is a support as well. He does have a debuff, and then he does get a buff. So this is a perfect example of like how they would do like EZAs, right? So like this will stay, but they will make this maybe like, I don't know, 20% attack and defense or something like that as part of his EZA. Really, I mean, maybe I'm a little boring here, but I'm just looking for defensive mechanics added to a lot of these characters. I mean, you just got to make these characters able to be run. They could be raw stats, but at least let them tank normals. Again, we'll see. I don't want to be too harsh on some of these characters. All right, so we have Super Saiyan 3 Rose Goku Black, who's going to transform into full power Super Saiyan 3 Rose Goku Black. We have Limit Breaker Vegito with a voice active skill. We're also going to get, this is a free-to-play character, Toa. So it is just Toa. Okay, interesting. This is the second just Toa card we have in the game. And she is going to be free-to-play, right? We can get her from an event. So we'll see how good that... I guess that's a little disappointing. I mean, I love Toa, obviously. I'm a big fan of the waifus. But I do enjoy with heroes as we could get like really different and unique stuff. It's just like, again, we already do have just Toa in Dokkan, right? Like this is not a new named character right here. And then we're getting Dokkan Awakenings for Golden Metal Cooler and then Modified Janemba. That's what it's called in Global, huh? Okay. So, yeah, we will see. I mean, how good might they be? I mean, the problem with Janemba is that Janemba was like... I can't remember what it was. This right here was nerfed from the way it originally worked. I think it used to... Well, from start of turn, so he got his 5 turns to guard. That starts from his first appearance, right? Since it's start of turn. He was nerfed in some fashion. I can't remember. Oh, yeah, that's what it was. If his guard activated, it would last for the rest of the 5 turns. And then, okay. So let's pray that this just becomes guaranteed guard. If it does, he could be decent. I mean, he is still going to need to be run on a crossover team. But, I mean, you can see he has quite a few things in here. He could be pretty good. He's got a nice link set. The problem with some of these heroes characters, which is very unfortunate, this is more so a thing for the villains, of course, is, like, we look at this Janemba, man. Look at this link set. Metamorphosis, Nightmare, Brutal. Like, this is incredible. This is an incredible link set for villain teams. This guy would help. I mean, dude, like Corroda, Body Mind, Accelerated Bat. Like, you know, I guess he's not on a ton of villain teams, but this guy would help. But then, like, they love doing this with the heroes characters, right? Like, it's like they lock them to the heroes team. I hate that. I really wish they would let up with that and let these characters be able to spread their wings off of the hero team. I think that that would be a great thing for them to do. I mean, they don't. I just, my number one desire is that these characters are better, right? Like, they make them very easy to obtain, right? Because it's like, you know, only the heroes characters are there, and it's like guaranteed featured and stuff like that. But like, I mean, dude, take away the guaranteed featured if these cards could be actually usable, man. That's what I personally would want. So we'll see what he's gonna look like. And then let me pull up a golden metal cooler. Where is he? Oh, he's right here. Okay. So golden metal cooler. I mean, we have damage reduction in here, so again, he could be looking pretty good. We'll see. Yeah, and again, it's the special part of his kit right here, the damage reduction. I mean, a lot of that is tied towards crossover characters, but I would say Golden Metal Cooler and Modified Janemba at least seem like they have potential. We could be cautiously optimistic with them, I think. And so that is the scope of all the characters they showed us, right? Here's just a lot of the arts and stuff like that. Dokkan Assets just made this quick tweet showing last year what they showed was Hearts, the Possessed Supreme Kai of Time, Robel, and then these Awakenings. So they didn't really show a ton in the stream last year. So again, we can expect a lot of extra stuff. I do think things like Demon God, it's Demon King or Dark King or something like that, Fu. I think Evolution Blue Gogeta is very possible. You know, characters from that set. Right, I think that the Bardock, the black cloaked version of Bardock or whatever like that is in that fight. Like we could potentially see those characters. Oh, there's the blue Vegeta that has like the dark energy, like he's controlling like the dark energy or whatever like that. Those are characters we potentially could see. So the Heroes collab, like usual, there's going to be a lot, like the data download is going to be like 10 to 15 characters long, right? Like it always is huge in terms of the characters they're adding into the game. I'm just really hoping they could be good. Now, people have said, oh, the Heroes characters suck every year. That's just not correct, right? God Trunks was really good when he first came out. Meki Kabura was pretty good as well. And Super Saiyan 4 Vegito was very strong too. So just this notion that, oh, Heroes characters suck every year is not true. If anything, Heroes just have unfortunate timing on JP, which is where typically, right, every year, like a big level of power creep will happen with Anniversary. It happens every year. And Heroes characters come out, 60 days before Anniversary or something like that. So it's like they barely have time to be usable at the level that they're intended to be. But we'll see, because I mean, Dokkan, they just gave us massive difficulty spike with Omega, and also with like the Dismal Future Red Zone characters. So again, I'm going into this, I'm just praying, make them good, please. Make them way harder to get. Just make them good, please. I'm begging. I can't take these releases anymore, man. I can't take it. I just make them good. Make the characters good. People all year were like, we need more difficulty. And I was always saying like, well, I don't think we do. I mean, they don't have to make the bosses way stronger, because it's like they did that and then they didn't make the characters better, damn it. So hopefully soon. I don't know. Last year, after the Worldwide Download Celebration, they took a jump in character power, right? Like Path to Power Kid Goku, the Gammas and stuff like that. This year, they have not followed suit. Right? I mean, is Gamma 1 just better than LR Ribrianne? I would say the answer is yes, right? Like, I think the Dokkan Fest TUR from this time slot last year is better than the summonable LR from this year. So, hopefully, these Heroes characters can be made to be good. So, let me know what you guys think of the Heroes collab. Again, remember, this is still a month away. We're going to get more details and stuff like that. I would not be shocked. I think last year, very quickly, they put on the website where you saw that the Limbricker Super Saiyan 4s were there, Goku and Vegeta. So, we should be seeing more details sooner rather than later. but we will see. So let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.